Okay, so today we're going to be talking about diction and tone. So, diction and tone. Table of contents for today, we're going to be going over diction first, then looking at connotation versus denotation, which is helpful in understanding diction, looking at tone, and then looking at a description wheel, which I've posted here, but I've also posted in Google Classroom. Okay, so the definition of diction is basically the words that the author chooses when they are describing the subject matter. So, in a sense, all things are diction. The words you're choosing to describe anything will always be present. However, the key here with diction is that it's actually going to link to what the author thinks about that subject. And so we're going to get into that in a little bit. Basically, the words the author chooses to use. Okay, so the example we have here, we have three words: vagabond, homeless, and bum. For all three of these words, as we're going to learn, they're actually all pretty similar in terms of what their meaning is. However, which word you choose to use is actually going to tell you a lot about what the person actually thinks. And so when it comes to somebody who does not have a home, who lives in the streets, you have a couple different options in terms of what you use. However, the word you choose to use is going to reveal a lot about who you are or who the speaker is. Now, denotation is actually the dictionary definition of words. So for all three of those last examples, they all mean the same thing: somebody who does not have a home. However, the connotation is actually very different. So denotation, dictionary definition of the word. Connotation is the emotional weight of the word. When it comes to actually, expressing and using those words, not all of them are the same, and it's going to be very important to keep in mind that choosing which one you use is going to say a lot about it. And so basically, you have words that have positive connotations or good, words that have neutral connotations, neither good nor bad, or words that have a negative connotation. So it's actually in a negative emotional weight that comes along with the word. So, vagabond, for example, is a more positive way to describe somebody. It's almost like they're a wanderer who chooses not to stay in one place, but it still means somebody who does not have a permanent residence. And so when it comes down to it, this is going to tell you that the speaker, if they choose to use a word like vagabond, has a more positive outlook on a person in this situation. Similarly, each of these words, vagabond, homeless, and bum, have different connotations. Each different word reveals something about how the author feels in that situation, which brings us to tone. Tone is the attitude that the author has or the speaker has towards the subject matter. And so if somebody asks you, what is the tone of this? They're asking you, what attitude did the author have as they were sharing this? Tone is something that's very easy to tell when somebody's speaking, because you can tell by somebody's literally like vocal tone if they're angry or if they're sad or if they're happy. It's much more difficult in writing, but these words are going to be the clues that give us insight into how the author feels. So to return to our examples, the tone for vagabond would be a more positive connotation, as we talked about. Homeless would be a neutral connotation, and a bum would be a negative connotation. However, you can't just say positive, negative, and neutral, because that doesn't give us enough information. And so what we need to do is get specific. Vagabond would be a more sensitive tone to use toward that subject matter, a more sensitive attitude. Homeless would be a more straightforward one, just saying it how it is. And bum would be a very disrespectful tone. And so you need to really push through beyond good, bad, positive, negative towards those more specific descriptions of what the exact tone or attitude is. And so to help with that, we have a description wheel. If you look at the description wheel, it's got a main kind of emotion in the middle, and then as you go further and further out, it gets more and more specific. And so you don't necessarily want to use the inner circle, but you can use the inner circle to guide you towards those more specific ones on the outside. So if you're looking at happy, you might say, yeah, this is happy, but it's something that is, pretty powerful. And so I'm going from happy to powerful to maybe it's a courageous tone that they're taking on. Whatever it might be. So that's how you use the wheel, and hope that helps as you're looking to help express what you're thinking when you're seeing those specific words being used in the article. Okay, that's it. So If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Number, as always, is 440-670-6979, and my email is right there. Office hours, please feel free to use Tuesday and Thursday, 1 to 2 p.m. However, I'm usually available between 8 and 5 p.m. Most days. So feel free to reach out, and looking forward to hearing from you soon. Have a good one.